Yo, what's up, everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and as you can see from today, we just had one of the craziest stock market days I think that I've ever seen. This is probably the best day for me in terms of gains that I've ever had in my portfolio. Maybe not. I mean, we've had the rebound from the stock market crash where it gained like 5% in one day, but this has to be one of the best days for sure that my portfolio has seen. And as you can see, I've gained about 2,100 just today alone, and a lot of that is thanks to Tesla stock. As you can see, a lot of my other major holdings like Microsoft and Apple, they did okay today. I'll take 0.50% gains any day, but Tesla is really the one that held it up and brought it up to that 2.73% in gains. So Tesla has really been the big mover today, and like I've been preaching in previous videos, I had faith in this stock. I knew this was going to happen, and it was just going to be a matter of time until it did. And especially with everything that's going on in the news right now with Tesla, we have Tesla being the most sold vehicle in California. We had Tesla being the top car sold in the UK for the second month in a row. And then just today, we had more information released from China in which the Tesla Model 3 reached record sales there as well. So all of this is just a culmination of events that have really had a great influence on this stock recently. And I think with today's growth of 7.05% right now, I think people are slowly becoming more confident with this stock because people are realizing that the numbers don't lie. Tesla is making moves in California, the UK, China, and the statistics don't lie. So I think from now on, it's only going to be even more good news. But before I continue on even more, I just want to say if you do enjoy these Tesla videos and Tesla content where I talk about Tesla stock and even more, please make sure to smash that like button, drop a like on the video. It really does help me out and I greatly appreciate it. And also if you're new, maybe consider subscribing if you enjoy the video. That's up to you, but I really appreciate the love regardless. But back onto this topic, like I said, these sales numbers are coming out, and people can't deny that. We've heard for years and years, Tesla isn't profitable, Tesla can't be profitable, and people want to bring up all these numbers when what was really happening was that Tesla was actually just scaling production, and instead of just having a useless profit that they don't do anything with, they're putting it back into their business, which in my opinion is one of the best things you can do as a growing company. You want to scale production in the biggest way possible, especially when it's already difficult to keep up with production. You want to make sure that you can increase those production numbers and therefore make you even more money to use all of those profits to scale production once again. So profitability is a little bit irrelevant when it comes to a young company that is growing itself exponentially. And this same situation can be correlated to Amazon as well. That's exactly what Amazon did. That's why they haven't had to pay a lot of money in taxes. You always hear the complaints about Amazon having to pay basically $0 in taxes. Well, the main reason that they're able to do that is because they scale production and they invest pretty much all of their profits right back into the business. And that's how they've been able to create this monopoly that they have with the online marketplace. And seeing Tesla do the same thing with their business as well gets me very excited. And they've even talked about scaling production so much to where they would be willing to purchase mining companies that mine like nickel and lithium and much more that will be useful in creating their own lithium ion batteries that they use for the Tesla vehicles. And I know that's like a super specific aspect down the line in terms of production, but when you really think about how huge that is, that shows you how optimized Tesla as a company is and how much they care about optimization and efficiency. If they can save a few cents on a battery in the long term by creating their own mining companies to get the necessary materials for the batteries, then more power to them. And to me, that just basically says that they are willing to do anything and put in a lot of money to ensure that their company grows exponentially in the future and to make sure that they can provide the cheapest product possible by reducing their cost of production. So like I said, Tesla is a huge optimization machine, and I think Elon Musk plays a big role in that. He's one of those people that can obviously understand a complex situation, but he's also one of those people that can figure out a pretty simple solution to a difficult problem that people don't tend to recognize sometimes. So I really do like that, and I love the fact that he really wants to optimize production and efficiency. And in addition to that, Tesla is also operating on declining cost curves with the battery, in which they get more efficiency and more mileage for the battery with a cost curve that is declining declining, meaning that it is becoming less expensive for them to create those batteries and produce those batteries. And keep in mind, as we create more factories across the world, and specifically more battery factories, the cheaper it will get. And of course, as more money is put into research and development, that drives the cost of creating the batteries down even more, and of course increases the efficiency as well. So with this video, like the video title says, I do think that Tesla stock will be hitting $1,000 per share pretty soon. I'm not going to give an exact time frame because that's about impossible to predict, but I do think that this will happen pretty soon. And with this video, I'll be breaking down a few important aspects that I think will play a role in this price increase in the near future. But first off, let's go ahead and open up this free stock from Austin. I really appreciate you signing up with my referral link. So let's just go ahead and pick this one. Let's see what we get here. Okay, 380 Southwestern Energy. Yo, that's a nice $4. So like I always say in these videos, if you would like to sign up with my referral link, you'll get a free stock, which is pretty awesome. I mean, it's passive income. That's a nice $4 that I didn't have previously. So thank you to Austin for signing up with my referral link. You'll actually get some free stocks sometimes that are actually higher value, like $8 to $15. So definitely sign up with my referral link if you haven't created a Robinhood account. Plus, I also have a referral link for Webull as well, and you get 2 free stocks for that. But back onto the main topic, like I've been emphasizing, I truly do think that Tesla will hit $1,000 per share soon. And just in terms of the short-term time frame, we have Ron Barron speaking tomorrow about Tesla stock. He's a huge Tesla bull, a Tesla investor, and he's a very intelligent person. He's logical. He's one of those individuals that isn't like an anti-Tesla person. He actually uses logic and thinking when it comes to his investments. And of course, I think you have a lot of great points to talk about in terms of Tesla stock tomorrow. And it could be one of those situations as well where it's kind of a pump for the stock. Kind of similar to how they talk about Trump pumps and how we had a few months ago to where Trump would get on and speak about the stock market and it would just pump it up like 3 to 4%, which was crazy. So I feel like this could be one of those similar situations. And especially with the most recent growth today, I feel like there still might be a glow effect from today's growth tomorrow, where people tomorrow will still be excited about yesterday's growth, aka today. But then when Ron Barron gets on to talk about the stock as well, I think it could potentially pump it up because of that combination with today's growth as well. So I think that there's an amazing outlook for the future of Tesla stock. And to just go ahead and show you my growth for today, as you can see, we are up 6.49% for today. This number has to be incorrect because it says 7.26 for today plus 0.22% in after hours. So I really hope that Robinhood fixes this. I may have to email them about this because this is almost like an 7.5% gain when mine is actually saying 6.49%. So that's actually kind of frustrating. Robinhood needs to fix that for sure. But as you can see, this number is a little bit inaccurate, I'm assuming. But it's about a $2,000 gain for Tesla stock today. And I currently have a market value of about $32,000 in this stock. I own 34 shares. Average cost is $838. If you would have asked someone 2 weeks ago, most people would have said that buying Tesla at $838 was absolutely ridiculous. But as I've been preaching, this stock for the long term is going to win, in my opinion. I mean, this is just the beginning. Tesla hasn't even entered their full form yet. This is like one of those memes that you see where it says, "You haven't even seen my final form yet." So like Tesla is just at the beginning of its lifespan. And this stock is already skyrocketing. So I'm super excited to see what it does in the future. And as you can see, 39% of my portfolio is Tesla stock. And just addressing this stock in the short term of what I think is coming up this year that will be a huge game changer in terms of just creating more growth for this stock. We have Battery Investor Day coming up pretty soon. And that's where they're really going to talk about how they've improved the battery technology in the Tesla vehicle. I mean, we have to really think about this. The battery is the core technology of Tesla vehicles. And as we know, at its core, Tesla is a lithium-ion battery producer. And I'm pretty sure they've purchased some battery companies within the past year or so and have been collaborating with them. So when it comes to research and development and improving that battery's efficiency, I think we're going to get a lot of positive news from Battery Investor Day. Just like with the Tesla Autonomy Day, back in 2019. That was such a huge piece of news, and people really didn't price that in until later 2019 and early 2020 and realize how huge that is. The full self-driving technology is a game changer, and honestly, if Tesla didn't have the lead in terms of other aspects of its company right now, like the efficiency of batteries and much more, then the full self-driving technology would be what's keeping Tesla up and ahead of the competition at the moment. But not only do they have the most advanced full self-driving technology, while also still gathering data from every Tesla owner in the world, but they are so much more advanced compared to their competition when it comes to every other aspect of their vehicles as well, in terms of firmware, user interface, a huge amount of customization, as I've emphasized earlier, battery efficiency, and then of course with the typical electric vehicle like a Tesla, you don't have to worry about a lot of these maintenance things like changing the oil and much more. And as Tesla expands their charging networks as well, I think just like with China, that's going to create a huge influence where people may start purchasing Teslas when they see more access to these charging stations across their city and surrounding areas as well. And what I'm hoping with these charging stations is that Tesla eventually has basically a monopoly when it comes to EV charging. And I'm hoping that they will have a massive expansion in terms of their charging networks across the world, because as people see more chargers close to them, then they get more comfortable with the idea of buying an electric vehicle where they actually have access to the charging network and don't have to worry about driving 50 miles to a city to be able to charge. So not only in the long term, I'm not even factoring in the release of the Cybertruck right now. I'm basically just talking about what is coming up within the next year or so. So like I said, we have Battery Day coming up, which is huge. Ron Barron is speaking tomorrow. And like I said, we're not even factoring in the Cybertruck coming next year, the Tesla Semi, a new Tesla van probably coming out sometime soon. And then of course we have the new version of the Tesla Roadster coming out eventually as well, which will be a huge moneymaker for them considering that it's like $200,000 for one of those vehicles. So it's low production, but a huge profit margin. And that's really what kickstarted the whole company of Tesla at the beginning. They started out with a Roadster that was pretty expensive, but they didn't have to produce that many, which was what helped lead them to be able to produce more higher production volume vehicles at a cheaper price. So the Roadster is definitely going to help out. The Tesla Semi is going to help out. And then of course, if there's a Tesla van that many companies can use for transport, then that's going to be huge as well. And aside from all of that, we also have the Cybertruck, which will be huge as well. Like I've said before, the F-150 is the biggest seller in the United States. So I can only imagine how well the sales will go in terms of the Cybertruck and how it will really propel Tesla as a company in the future. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out. And if you would like to begin investing, feel free to use my referral links down in the description below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Stay safe out there.